What's up, everybody? This is Ted's Excellent Gamecast. We are Jon-less today, unfortunately. This is Thursday, March 3rd, 2016, and what time is it? It's game time. We're in episode 22 now. Can you believe it? I am your host, Ted Edwards, CEO of RaptorCow, and I am joined by a gaggle of gangsters here. We have a lot of people with me today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go run around. So we have Jonas, right?
Yeah, Jonas from VexaCorp.
Oh, awesome. And we also have Kevin here.
Yep, my name is Kevin from VexaCorp as well.
Right on. And the third gentleman we have here is...
Reza, also from VexaCorp. Great to be here.
Right on. So obviously, if you guys can hear, we have VexaCorp with us. We have a full house today, and I'm excited for you guys to be here. So thanks for being on, guys.
Oh, of course.
Happy to be here.
Right on.
Yeah, really.
So I guess, so John, last episode he was talking about it. Last week he had a house full of sick kiddos, and he finally caught the bug, and so he's down for the count, but he'll be on next week, hopefully. But in that case, I guess, so everyone knows who you guys are, kind of give a quick rundown of what is VexaCorp.
That's yours, Ghost.
All right. So VexaCorp is a private and independently owned company for game design that's been formed about maybe a half a year ago. We've been working diligently on one of our newest games that's going to be released sometime in the near future, hopefully, Legacy of Chaos. We're not going to go too much into depth with that, as most of that is not necessarily set in stone. Throughout this podcast, hopefully... you can understand that most of the stuff, if it's referred to in our game, it will not be set in stone. We operate.
Wait, what? It's
personally.
You're not setting it down right now. It's not laying foundation.
Yeah, we're not gonna be like giving you any sneak peeks or anything. Well, maybe.
Sweet.
That's up to Eastern. Okay.
Sweet.
True.
Okay.
But yeah, privately owned and developed company. We're hopefully looking to become one of the newer companies that's going to sprout into something big that people will enjoy playing our games and moving forward.
Sounds good.
Don't
we all, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what were you saying about Jonas?
What?
Yeah, I was going to say that Donut here is actually one of our head developers. If he would have a say in what's going on right now, he may do so.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, what's going on? Well, a lot of stuff is going on. Actually, very much is going on. On my part, a lot of optimization, if you want to say that. First, designing the world, deciding how big we want to have it. I'm working on the first continent, and that's taking form really well. And I'm also doing a lot of graphics, tweaking, making the graphics look good, but at the same time, of course, working well. So that's my main priority right now. At the same time, I'm doing a lot of advertising. Want to get our name out there because we need to show what we do. Get out there. And I think Kevin want to say something about what he's doing too. And
yeah,
I will talk more about myself later.
Alright, so to just give a quick rundown of what I do in the company, I'm a lore designer, so I design all the backgrounds of all the different races, classes, factions, and whatnot, as well as think up new interesting ideas that have not been done or can be done in a different way in this game. I'm currently designing most of the races. I've already done the classes, few factions. So it's taking a good form of how the world will finally be.
Excellent. Well,
so basically, Wekken's a freaking boss.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's awesome. Well, I'm happy to have you guys on. So we got to start every episode. We always talk a little bit about some American football. So obviously, you guys are all from Texas, right? I mean, right? You guys your accents, right?
This will be fun.
Right. So we have an international crew here assembled. Where are you guys from? So just so you guys, Sweden, is that correct?
Yes, Sweden, Stockholm.
Stockholm, Sweden,
Actually.
and then we have one West Virginian, so that's cool. So we're on point. So you have to be a football fan, yes? No?
Not at all, unfortunately. Sorry.
Man. Oh man!
I do not know anything.
So does anyone here know anything about American football at all?
Well, you don't ask me. I'm not even from America, so.
Right.
I'm from Sweden, as far as I can get.
Oh man, see, well, we have a running tally of how many other guests I bring on who have football, because we talk about football in every episode, and
It's a game company. What are you gonna expect?
I know that's the thing is John and I we're both game nerds, but we both love football, and so he's a Broncos fan, and they just won the Super Bowl this year, so he's been very happy. But yeah, that's dang. So my record is, so I guess there's 3 of you guys here. I think I was 5 and 16. So now, oh man, now I'm 5 and 19.
Oh, God.
Ouch. 5.
I think you should change your side.
Yeah, I think so, man. Ouch.
Making more sense than true.
Bummer. Well, I guess we could talk about other things. I just recently saw the movie Deadpool. Have you guys seen that yet?
Yeah, was good.
Yes.
I haven't yet. I'm really angry that I haven't, but I haven't got the time to.
Okay, so at the end, no, just kidding. But no,
No.
yeah,
Then this happens, and then
yeah, exactly. No, it was. I was surprised. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest movie of all time, but it was definitely
I heard
fun.
it was rather vulgar.
Very, and that's what was awesome.
It was. It was exactly how you would be as a superhero who is not actually a superhero.
Shut the.
Going like hell, you know.
You're gonna beat that one out. I didn't even say anything. Just insert a nice beeping noise
Sure.
to make it look like I said something really long.
I know. Come on, you should have come with it, man. He just dissed on you.
Deadpool game, though. That's
Do
a
it
good
every
game.
time. It's
Oh God.
every single time.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I suggest hurry up and go see it, Jonas. You got it. It's good.
I need to do that, but
Yeah.
I've seen the gameplay though.
Oh, okay.
That-
I heard the game was
and,
okay.
I liked it. The
Okay.
game too, but
do-
the movie I've heard a lot of stuff on it. No spoilers though.
No,
but I've
no,
heard
no
it's gonna
spoilers.
be really good.
Thank God.
Did you freaking hear about that? He like. Wow.
the end,
That, I need to stop. I started like 3 sentences and I didn't finish a single one of them.
True.
Did you hear about how Deadpool cursed out some 8-year-old on like the Twitter account?
Ryan Reynolds did.
Like that's been going around.
Or the Twitter account
The
did.
official Deadpool. He cursed out an 8-year-old about seeing his movie.
Oh, that's funny.
He,
You
he,
didn't hear about that.
it's in character.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
what I'm
makes
saying. The
sense.
marketing's on point with that, so good job. They're-
Really nice. Yeah,
Oh
it's,
my
it makes
God.
sense.
That's
if you,
how it
you
is.
look at how the movie is,
The
then
movie-
it
it's
makes
perfect.
sense.
It's
It would cuss
absolutely
out of
perfect.
that. It's
Yep.
actually on point.
Mhm.
And he
I'm
actually
calling that a bullshit excuse.
like how when he finished the movie, Ryan Reynolds, he just walked home in the suit, and they were like, "Don't you have to take it off?" Nope, I'm just gonna take it. Bye bye.
Yeah, it's absolutely
videos
perfect.
and everything. It's fun. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Good
I
enough
if
excuse
if those I haven't seen it, but if those rumors are true, like I could totally see the actual Deadpool doing that, cussing out an 8-year-old. So that's perfect.
Of what I've seen, that definitely could happen.
For sure. So I guess we moved in. Let's move into. I'm gonna change the format a little bit about the show today. I want to know what kind of game. What are we playing today? What kind of games are we playing right now? I guess we'll start with Jonas. What are you playing these days? You mentioned Deadpool. You playing any games right now besides
Well-
working when you have time?
Yes, I do. I actually play a lot of games.
Good. Well, what are you playing right now?
Well, the game I'm gonna start playing and I played a beta on is the Tom Clancy's The Division.
Oh yeah, of course. Did you play the beta?
I've heard
Yes, I
that.
played it closed and open.
Oh, good.
I liked it. It's an amazing game.
I downloaded the open. I didn't get a chance to play it, but the closed I got, and dude, that was a cheat fest all over the place. Oh, my buddy showed me that all you got to do is be the last one out of the room, and you can get invisible and invincible. And so we would just do
That's
yeah.
weird because when I
It's
played
awesome.
when I played the closed beta, I didn't meet a single cheater.
Really?
No, I don't know how, but
Imagine.
I need to be like God or something.
Because Sweden's all nice and stuff.
Oh, I know
mean,
the
Jesus.
Swedish people, so it's super nice. Yeah. So yeah, you're playing the Division. So
Yes.
yeah, that's coming out soon. Like what, 2 weeks?
Third or eighth.
Yeah, like something. Yeah, like I think like a week. Yeah, like the 8th. You're right.
8th.
Man, that'll be good. We'll see if their servers are good. We'll see how much they open more up of New York, because it seemed like there was a lot more content that they were kind of holding back, and hopefully there is.
I hope so, too.
Because you can see like how detailed New York was, and you can see on the map like how it was just only like a little sphere that you could go into. Even the Dark Zone was like had like a lot of areas that looked like they were finished, but they were just kind of gated off. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I think they locked out pretty much 90% of the game. It felt like.
I'm hoping.
Because I really hope so, because I liked what I got.
Right.
And if they have a lot of more of that, the game is going to be amazing.
Right, but I'm just worried that it's a whole Destiny thing. Like they're gonna pull how the Destiny was just when they first launched, it was just basically like a shell of a game with like 3 places to go. Oh, that was disgusting.
Yeah,
we do not need more of those.
I've heard that.
Destiny's legit now; it's fine to jump into, but it's like a year and a half later, 2 years later. I mean, it's like, come on, guys, like what? But yeah, so we'll see. So what else are you playing?
Well, I play League of Legends.
Okay,
actually,
cool.
Pretty much. I don't prefer ranked in League of Legends though, but I play too many games. I mean, I don't have time to play.
What are you playing right now? What's hot and heavy? What's like your main thing right now? So you got the Division coming up. What else are you kind of hitting hard?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, nice.
Pretty much. Yeah, I've actually started with a friend to start playing Dungeon Defenders 2 because reasons. It's actually extremely fun.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Tell me about it.
It's like what is tower defense game where you play character like you play pretty much like in MMO style, maybe you can call it, but it's in tower defense. You get first certain skills, and you get certain like 4 towers and 4 skills, and then you go in different maps, and you need to defend X amount of objects against waves of mobs and that. And you can be different classes like warrior, hunter.
It kind of sounds like Team Fortress.
Like
yeah, it almost does. Yeah, what's the graphic style? What's the graphic style? Is it like kind of small?
Graphic style is like what you want to call it. I don't even know what it's called in English.
Compared to ours.
It's not reality. It's not like it's meant to be in a graphic like it looks like real life. It's like
cartoony.
Yeah, cartoonish.
Yeah, is it like cell shaded, like kind of like polygon types of things, or?
I'm trying to find the game so I actually can describe it, but I can't even find it. It's everywhere.
What platform are you playing on? PC or iOS?
Yeah, PC.
Okay, cool. And obviously you have Steam, so you Steam a lot of games.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay.
That's where I was trying to find it.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's a cool game if you like new games games that is different from the normal games.
For sure.
And actually really fun to play with friends and so. I could actually say try that.
All right, well, there you go. Awesome. Kevin, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, man?
What have you been What have you been playing these days, man?
Hello. I recently got back into World of Warcraft a little bit, actually.
Oh, okay.
I like how they did a lot of the lore, background-related stuff, how they described everything, the intertwinement. Oh, it's awesome. It's really nicely written as well, if you've read any of it at least.
Right, instead of skip.
So you're happy you can... You're happy you can talk about WoW now because we have no policy on that.
Okay, good.
No, actually, I do play it a little bit. I like the best thing I like about it is the raiding, killing bosses, and actually seeing tactics, stuff like that. I actually like that. I don't like PvP at all, so in that game at least, I hate it.
Right.
And
you don't have a twink or anything?
WoW, so I have a ton of twinks, but I mean, I level them all up and just do raiding with them. I like it the most. It's the best, in my opinion. But I mean,
I'll get on the WoW talk with you. I played WoW for about a year and a half a while ago. It's been a long time. But when did you start playing WoW?
I think it was about 9 years ago. I got the game for the first time.
Okay, so you've been playing it for a while.
Little boy, playing Burning Crusade, and then I quit because I didn't really get into it. I was still too young to actually get into it and just actually play it constantly, like I still do now. I wasn't such a gamer. So, and after that, I started playing a little bit of private servers with my brother. We ended up getting banned a few times. It was quite fun. And then I actually got into the real game. So that was about 6-7 years ago, and played for about 3 years. Got a girlfriend on there. Well, shit got real. And,
Got real.
Yeah, and then basically I quit the game with a few friends of mine and broke up with the girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh,
Played League of
heartbreaking.
Legends.
Oh man,
Yeah.
were you
More than
devastated? Were you
It was
devastated?
painful. And then
Did she bash in your mount with a baseball bat or something? You know, did she key your
Way more
mount?
than I know.
She yelled at me through the phone, but I haven't seen her yet.
Secretly,
So far.
every single time Wecken looks at the empty seat in his Meccano hog, he cries a little. It used to be filled by his girlfriends.
What race was she? Was she
She
a
night
gnome?
elf.
Oh, she's a night elf.
Oh my god.
I was a gnome. I'm always a gnome. No mage every time.
Okay. I was a night elf warrior, and I had a human mage, and I had a
Night
tauren.
elf mohawk.
Yeah.
Night elf mohawk. Love it.
I
Yep.
forgot. Enough
Basically.
stuff.
So
And-
you're a WoW guy. All right. Cool.
I play WoW, and next to that, I play Rocket League. Actually.
Oh
Everyone
yeah, we
loves
got to get on
it.
some Rocket League. What system do you play it on?
I played from the beginning. Actually.
What
Been playing
system?
it since it came out. PC, Windows.
PC? Okay, cool. I have it on PS3 or excuse me PS4, and yeah, oh man, Rocket League's like my nightly thing. Like just 15, 20 minutes, just get a two, 3 games in.
Yeah, it's awesome. Just quick and dirty, you know,
Yeah.
doing it with the friends, and then they go after their own games. I go, but wow, it's fun. I love it.
I need
Yeah.
to play that game. I haven't played it yet.
Wow, you need
should.
to.
don't know what it is.
They're making
What?
so many things. Wait,
It's
who said
nice.
that? Who said they don't know
Ghost.
what it is? Oh,
You don't know
man.
what it is? Holy
I don't know
shit.
what it is.
Oh my
I-
god.
Are you living under
Yeah.
a rock?
Oh, he's in
Uh,
West. Yeah, so-
I
Yeah,
guess
let's
West
go with
Virginia.
the
I guess right. It'll come out in like
we live
2020.
under rocks, we don't have shoes, and we marry our cousins. Yeah, West
Okay.
Virginia.
That's legit.
Hey, that's a that sounds like a smooth, easy life. Nice, I like it.
Yeah,
Simple.
Uh-huh, you never have to worry about who you're gonna meet. No,
Yeah, right.
That's complicated.
no.
Dude, well, Rocket League, okay, so I'm sure you're familiar with an RC car, correct? Like from back in the 80s and 90s, the little remote control cars?
Let's pretend.
Okay. Well, sorry, I keep thinking West Virginia. Well,
It just keeps popping back in mind.
yes. Well, yeah, and I'm sure you're familiar with soccer or football, as they call it in other parts of the world. Well, you
Oh, we
merge the
call
two
it
of
kick
those.
the can here.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, if you merge the two of those, you have Rocket League, and it's amazing. It's fantastic, and the best part of Rocket League, the story is, the game originally came out in like 2008 as like super hyper rocker propelled cars,
Yeah.
some crazy long name. It just flopped. But the devs were like, they put it on the burner for back burner for a bit. Then they came back with, you know what, we really freaking like this idea. We think it's good behind it. They kept all the same systems in place, but they revamped it. They learned from their mistakes, and they re-released it again last July. And this thing made $50 million last year. It's just insane. Like, and it's because the devs, they believed in it and they kept at it. So hey, you guys, listen to that. But if you guys believe in it, keep going. But yeah, I just think that's an amazing story. I really love that. And again, it won so many awards. Like I was at the Game Awards, won Indie Game of the Year, Multiplayer Game of the Year, all these different things. It's winning because this indie studio, Psyonix, they just says, hey, let's just put this thing back out because we believe in it.
It's nice.
That's what
True
you should do.
success
You should never
story.
give up.
Respect for them. Respect.
Definitely.
You should never give up. There's never too late to make a difference and change your stuff.
Nope, not at all. So, Ghost, what are you playing these days?
It's more of a work kind of thing. Like, I have so much real life work that I have little to no free time. I'd say the only thing that I can really put my time into whenever I have a chance to would be our game.
Well, that's good because your game is cool, which we'll talk about more. So basically, yeah, you're getting in some adventuring, some questing type stuff on. Are you trying to break the game at all?
No.
You guys are doing your own QA, right? Basically, so. Yeah. So well, that's good. Lately, I guess I'll jump in. I've been playing. If you guys are familiar with the show, over the last while, people listening, they know that one system that I did not have, but I played a lot of. My friends had it, was a Super Nintendo. So I'm very familiar with the Super Nintendo. I've played many games of it. I haven't beaten many of them because I never had it. All my friends had it. So my quest over this last, starting this year, was to go through basically like the top 25 or 30 SNES games, and I started it in February, and I'm gonna go through and beat them all. And so I am So I'm just about done with Super Mario World, and once I get my freaking OBS working right, it's kind of crashing. I've been streaming that, so Super Mario World's done. Link to the Past is coming up next. Got Chrono Trigger, all the whole lineup as I'm going through. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Super Mario World and actually NBA Jam, the old NBA Jam for the SNES. I've been playing a lot of that because I used to play that so much. So yeah, it's really awesome just to get all these old games and play through them, and that's kind of been what my push right now when I have a second. I'm also been, when it came out a little over a month ago, like The Witness, oh man, that game is amazing. It's ridiculous.
The Witness.
Yeah, like if you guys haven't heard of it, go just pick it up. It's so worth it. It's nuts.
What's the name again?
The Witness. Do you know who Jonathan Blow is in the game Brave?
It's a 3D puzzle video game.
Yeah. Have you heard of the game Braid? It came out in 2008. It's like an indie game from Jonathan Blow. Well, he developed this game. It's like 6-7 years in development, and it came out. And
that was from Number Zone, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's just nuts, and the game is amazing, and I've been playing some of that. I just kind of been messing around with a lot of SNES titles, and it's kind of fun to go back and play that. I'm actually I really have to try to find some time to play games, but when I do, I also have to try to get through Uncharted series before the new one comes out. So I'm going to try to. I have the remastered edition for PS4, so I'm going to try to plow through those. So,
Uncharted looks so good.
It does, and
Uncharted
number 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. So it's probably in my top 10 definitely. And so I have to try to make sure I go through those again just so I can get them. And I have the remastered editions, so it's like might as well play through them, and because number 4 is coming out in like a month. Yeah, so we got to get it. So that's
Jesus in your hand.
Yep, that's that West Virginia for you. Well, guys, I am happy to have you guys here on the show. I really appreciate it. So how about we've got the games out of the way. How about we get into a couple news stories? Not much this week. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Let's do it. So yeah, if you guys have anything, because there's not much this week, feel free to chime in. News. There's a couple of news quick hitters here. Kanye West, that guy. I'm gonna say it. It's my podcast. I can say what I want. Kanye West is a punk. Yeah, you heard it here. Yeah, straight up, shots fired. Get at me, Kanye. But Kanye West. I'm putting this on here is because it's pretty funny, but he came out on Twitter and said, I'm going to quote his tweet. He says, "My next album is titled TurboGrafx 16 as of now." So you guys sound a little younger on the age. John and I are in our 30s, so we know the older game platforms, but the TurboGrafx 16 is pretty awesome. It's a great console. It's actually John's favorite console. So and I guess Kanye's in that same demographic as well. But there's actually, if you knew that's the first 16-bit console ever. So that's kind of cool. Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
And Kanye is known to be a gamer. So he shows up at E3 and he likes to play testing like the VR stuff. But it's just kind of funny that someone in hip hop and someone who's a big figure is kind of jumping on games industry. It's just showing that games are kind of everywhere now, right? Right. And that's the thing.
It's like Vin Diesel.
Diesel. Yeah, that's the thing is for me doing this and being a jock and meathead quote. It's games are everywhere. Games are here now, and it's going to be interesting to see how they're accepted more because they're still kind of touched. We've talked a lot about it. They're still kind of touched weirdly. Like people don't know how to talk about them. Like they're still like, oh, those are video games. Those are weird, but they're everywhere. Like you drive down the street, you see billboards for Call of Duty. Like what? You see commercials on TV. True. And games, they make billions of dollars, and even up with the movie industry. And so, but they're everywhere. So. It's
I completely agree with you on that, and it's part of, at least what I think it is. It's part of the fact that the gaming industry has been booming for the past 10, 20 years. Like,
oh yeah,
extremely booming. Like we have games reaching the point of where their graphics are as good, if not, I don't even know if I can say better than real life. Like, some people can find themselves completely immersed in games, which is causing unfortunate problems with today's society as we're getting more and more engulfed. But that's not bad for us. It's not bad for us.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. But it just goes to show, that games are permeating everything. That's why I kind of threw this in there, because I don't like Kanye West. I actually went to Kanye West's concert when Kanye West was cool back in the day. I went to a concert in 2003. When he was doing his first album, College Dropout. I went to the concert. There was a lot of extracurricular activity going on as far as marijuana, if you so to speak, around. So the concert was a definite haze in there, but yeah, it was great. It was a great concert. John Legend was there. It was good, and Kanye West wasn't a crazy jackass like he is now. But yeah, it's just someone in the industry, someone big time is kind of hey. I like games and likes it enough to go back and not just like, oh, my album's name is Mario. No, this is like a throwback TurboGrafx 16, like a nerd culture, piece of trivia. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Moving on. This was pretty cool as well. So, I am a science geek. I love science. I think it's awesome. This story is about an artist who designed characters in a video game characters based on famous scientists. I sent you guys a link. Did you guys have a chance to check out any of the pictures at all, real quick? If you don't, look at them real quick right now. They're pretty funny. But I'll just go through them. Yeah. So this is it's done by a artist. What is his name? I wrote it down here. I think it's Diego Sanchez. Hope to have him on the podcast soon, actually. But he did a science-based fighting game, and it's based on characters like, okay, we have Charles Darwin, Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, Marie Curie, Isaac Newton, Pythagoras, and Nikola Tesla. So those are the guys.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's
I see. Oh my gosh.
Isn't it awesome?
Albert Einstein.
Yeah, it's done in 16-bit character art. Yeah, and it's really awesome. So I'm going to go through a couple of their move sets, which are just absolutely perfect and phenomenal. I want to get my hands on this game. Again, I already contacted Diego, and I want to get him on here, but it looks fantastic. Oh
my gosh.
Isn't it great?
That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So we have Charles Darwin, right? So his special moves, so he has regular attacks, obviously, and they're all they look like them, and, like Stephen Hawking's in the wheelchair, and he jumps up and uses his screen to hit you, and it's pretty cool. But so Darwin's special moves are natural selection. It's like a spinning attack where like the things evolve, and then he has one called evolution, where like he has 3 punches. He starts as like a monkey, then goes to like a half-man ape, and then goes to Neanderthal. So he evolves.
My favorite.
Yeah, and so it's pretty sick. Einstein's got 2. He's got EMC squared and relativity, and they're both like laser based. Like one shoots laser, one's like a laser dash. So it's light and stuff. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking does like wormhole and black hole, and yeah, it's just really awesome. I just thought it was perfect. I don't know.
Awesome.
That's the kind of stuff I think is great. Just to see, that kind of stuff. So I want to play that.
Genius.
Literally, they are. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, they are. So that really cool. So, if you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, check out, if you're listening, Diego Sanchez, and the project is called, Science Fight? What is it?
Science Combat.
Yeah, Science Combat, yeah, by Diego Sanchez. Please check out his blog, give him a comment and stuff. It's cool. I'm giving him a shout out right here on the show, even though we haven't talked yet, but yeah, for sure. Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though. So the last one here for quick hitters from the news is, because we have a lot to talk about your stuff, is Sony. They kind of got laughed at, I think it was maybe 6 months ago. I don't know if you guys heard about them trying to trademark and patent the Let's Play name. Like,
yeah.
How stupid is that? Yeah, right?
That was
smart. Here, from a business mind, like, I understand trademarking, and from a business perspective, if they were able to get that, they are making a lot of money. So it's like, why the hell not? But at the same time, they look like idiots for even attempting to do that.
That
I
would
mean,
be stupid though, giving them that.
right? Yeah, but it got shut down. They were like, dude, you guys are crazy. Like what? Let's play. Come on.
That.
Yeah, it was too vague, and it's too many people are using it. No, they were just like, the patent office was like, no, sorry.
It was like another. I heard something about. I don't know what they were called, but they had something in them, and that pretty much almost everyone used.
Yeah.
So everyone got like a copyright mark on their videos from YouTube because they used that thing like everyone else used, and it was like stupid. And then they said sorry later on and fixed it.
Yeah,
like the birthday song, "Happy Birthday to You."
Well, that's actually now it's
that's
become available in November. Yeah, so.
But still, I think I'm gonna continue to sing it.
Yeah, no, for sure. No. Now it's actually you can. So actually, when it came, I think it was in November. I sang "Happy Birthday" on the show because I could. Well, it became It
it's nobody's
free.
Birthday today.
Yeah, so yeah, you're totally legal. I don't have to edit that out now. Sing it.
You can't or you can.
No, but before you couldn't. Before you weren't legally allowed to sing "Happy Birthday." But then I think after patents, I think they last for 20 years or something like that. Then after that, they become public domain, and so this particular copyright became public domain in November. So then anyway, so the copyright is null. So yeah, you can sing it now. So now "Happy Birthday" is now. You can put it on anything you want. So that's why if you go to like a restaurant, they sing their own weird version of it. They're like, "It's happy birthday for your day. Yay, eat your food and you go away," whatever. Eat your
food and go away.
Yeah, but now they can actually sing "Happy Birthday" to you.
That's good. That would be. I think it's weird that they couldn't do that before, but I see why.
It's law, man. It's got to protect. It's all these protection laws and it's set in place and. It's crazy. Like international copyright law is even crazier because you have all the different, all the different countries the different laws to go through. It's crazy. But
I know is that the United States has a lot of weird laws.
Oh yeah,
that's all I know.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we invented the weird law. So, yeah,
I've actually went online and searched for that.
There's actually a law for that.
Yeah, there's some. I think what you guys should do is when you're bored, every state has these funny laws that are were made in 1800, but they're still in effect because they got buried and no one really does it. It's like on the third Saturday you can't skin a cat. I'm like, what? All these weird laws.
There goes my Saturday, darn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's stuff like that.
Stick to dogs.
Yeah, for sure. It's like in the month of March, if you don't go to church 3 times, you can legally be sued for $50 million. It's like, what? So some states have stuff like that. So you should look that up one of these days. It's pretty funny.
It's fun.
I think it's in Texas. There's no beer wrestling after dark.
Oh, see, there you go. There you go. You know what? I don't believe that. I don't believe that in Texas. I think in Texas it's only after dark you can beer wrestle.
Yeah. But I'm not sure it's in Texas, but there's somewhere there. I read that.
West Virginia.
Yeah,
West Virginia.
Totally.
No ghost wrestling off.
Favorite pastime, right?
Okay, yeah. Let's go on the West Virginia train because, I enjoy making fun of different cultures, and especially within my own culture. There's big time state rivalry. We have a lot of stereotypes all over the place. So let's get on that West Virginia making fun of bandwagon. So tell me what's fun to do in rural West Virginia. So Morgantown's got a little, got some college there. You got a little bit of culture, but if you're outside of those, the quote cultural epicenters of West Virginia, what do you do besides mine coal?
You're a hermit.
Okay.
Stay inside. That's about it. You're a hermit.
Stay inside.
Those haven't seen the border of his house yet.
Yeah, well, what do they do? What do you do for fun in West Virginia? It's like
honestly, I'm probably gonna get hated for this one if there's any West Virginians watching this. There's nothing fun to do in West Virginia. Screw it.
Well, there's a lot of outdoors. There's outdoors that you can camp, hunt, and
for
fish,
sure,
all that stuff, right?
It is fun occasionally to go to football games and basketball games. But that's just generally all around. There is one thing that's really cool. Down High Street in the winter, if we get really, really snowy, like we did this winter, we had 2 or 3 feet of snow. They actually block off High Street and make it so that you can use your snowboards and just go snowboarding and sledding down High Street.
That's pretty cool.
Actually, pretty cool.
That is cool.
That's pretty awesome.
And you know what's funny? I'm going to keep referring to you because I notice you guys refer to you guys yourselves all as your gaming, as your handles in your name. So Ghost. So. Don't let the Scandinavians, these Vikings, make fun of you. They walk around with their battle axe, killing people. So don't even. They have.
I'm a gamer. That's cool to me.
Right, I know, right? But no,
he likes being prey.
For sure. Because they live in Stockholm, but outside of Stockholm, Sweden is pretty rural in itself. I've been to Sweden many times.
Let's say it like this: there's not a fucking thing to do in Sweden. It's pretty much.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
He can give you that, and I've heard it's supposed to be known for its girls. That's pretty much all I've heard about Sweden from outside Sweden.
True.
But
Kevin, yeah,
you could discuss. You could discuss that in my terms.
For sure, yeah. Off air, of course.
Being honest, here in the Netherlands, everybody was always talking about how gorgeous girls are in Sweden, Norway, and such like that. So it is true.
Okay, so you're in the Netherlands then.
Yeah, I'm not even.
See, I didn't know that. So okay, so gosh.
Oh my, how the tables
the
have
Dutch.
turned.
See, well, we got we're gonna get the total international thing here. So okay,
True.
what is the worst stereotype of Sweden and the best stereotype of Sweden? And then we'll do around the table. We'll do like worst and best of the Netherlands, and then Ghost, you and I can do the worst and best of the U.S. Okay.
Oh God.
Okay, so what is the worst stereotype of Sweden? Like, what do you think, or what is the worst thing about Sweden?
That's a good question. I don't really know what to answer in that one actually, but there's a lot of bad things about Sweden.
There's nothing to do, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, there's nothing to do. Literally, like
it's cold as hell.
Thank you.
There you go.
The summers actually started to become pretty warm, which is good in some parts, but it's good in bad in other parts.
It's that darn global warming.
If you know why, yeah. But that's still good. You don't die on the summer for freezing to death, at least.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, it's
good.
It's freezing there, and then so the good part is the girls are hot, and the food is pretty good.
Outside, but
the food is hot too.
The food is
except for ice cream.
Yeah. Let's say it like this: everyone outside thinks that, and anyone inside Sweden can't really, say they're with that. But of course,
that.
Like in every country, there's hot girls, but yeah.
But yeah. Okay, well, there you go.
That's
all right,
what I'm gonna say about that.
Being very PC, and that's I'm impressed. Very, very politically correct. Okay, let's diss on the Netherlands now. All right, what's bad about the Netherlands? What's a stereotype?
A stereotype that a lot of people think, and I'm not saying this is not true or true, but everybody that's in Holland has used drugs,
smokes weed,
or stuff like that, is an addict, such like that.
Well, isn't that kind of true though?
If you look at it though, I went to a party Saturday in The Hague, capital of the city.
Yep.
And if I walk
The Hague, that's Copenhagen. The Hague, I like it.
The Hague. Well, in Holland it's Den Haag. So depends on how
that's
you
much
speak.
better. Den Haag,
Yeah.
Loogie.
Well,
Den Haag.
you're a pretty good proof of what you're saying. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
True. It depends if you look at it. But you could walk 4 blocks in The Hague and you would go from one weed shop to the next. If you get me, they sell
Sounds
it
like
openly.
California.
You're allowed to carry it, stuff like that. It's pretty nice.
So can I ask you how much?
I really have no clue. I don't buy it.
Sure about that?
He gets it for free.
Yes, I'm very sure about that.
I don't want to buy it.
And that's what Eastern does in his free time.
There you go. Video games, what? That's why he likes WoW so much. He can play for 8 hours straight.
It all comes to fruition.
Yeah. There you go.
I actually was a wolf guy before.
Yeah. Oh, so what are the good things about the Netherlands?
Well, the best thing that usually
Tulips?
everybody says is that tulips, that's one. Beer, Heineken. Everybody knows Heineken.
Yeah.
So nothing.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Every single Dutch person can speak English in a certain degree, at least. So
yeah.
outspoken in different ways. We
Well,
learn like 4 or 5 languages in school.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
they're very educated. I know that too, and I actually have a lot of connections with the Dutch. My family is live on St. Croix in the Virgin Islands, and that's a Dutch colony. So we have Christiansted and Frederiksted, and there's a lot of. I mean, that's where a lot of the they come for, for holiday. That's a big spot for a lot of Dutch people come. So
True.
Yeah. So
It's a lot of fun.
yeah, very cool. Yeah, I mean that's home for me. So very cool. Awesome. All right. So Ghost, do you want to start digging into
Diss on yourself?
Yeah, let's just
I'll
wanna
start
diss
this
on-
one off strong.
Sure.
All Americans are fat.
That's totally true. Period.
It is a
End of
stereotype.
story. That's
Done.
where I'm calling it.
All right. So
we looked at Ghost, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
all right. So I'll get on the diss. So I think let's go. We have a couple good discs. I have another diss. Americans are stupid and ignorant.
Yep.
There you go.
Ignorant to the entire world.
Yeah. So that's a stereotype that unfortunately in experiences has a little bit of truth at times. But
When
Everybody
it
has that
goes,
side.
you get the truth really
Yes.
fast.
yes.
What?
Yeah. Right.
I didn't even.
And then
So far, both the stereotypes are true in concern to Ghost. So
okay, so we're good.
Awesome.
Fat and stupid. Sweet.
Anyway,
Well, that's
gun
good.
control.
Yeah. Well, I mean.
and ignorant, of course. Ignorant
Okay.
as well.
So now the good things about America. Are you ready for this, Ghost? I have one. You ready?
You stir anything?
Enlighten me. I don't have very many.
This is the good thing in America. What people. It's kind of it'll lend us to the bad side of America. But the good things about America compared to the world are everything. Everything.
Did you get
Yep.
extra bad thing for how do you say it? Very full of themselves.
Yes, exactly. That was my point. but no, America rocks in a lot of ways. So I mean, there's a lot of great things about it. But yeah, there's also things bad about every country. But when it comes comparatively, like I love traveling, but the States, there's some definitely good things you can do here and have here and see here and experience. So it's not like the shit
Sure,
hole.
it's not like it's like
Yeah.
it's not all bad. I
Take
mean,
the
it's
United States
pretty
side.
garbage.
Right. I mean, unless you live where I live or where you live. Like I live in Los Angeles, which is just a cesspool of humanity. But yeah, it's just. Oh my goodness! I'm a San Diego guy, so I'm partial to San Diego. That's like Southern California. It's beautiful, right? But LA is just as, oh man, it's just a big mass of humanity just plopped on top of each other with just a side of dirt and trash. It's just
It's a dream for me to go to the United States, actually.
Sounds really appetizing right now.
yeah. It's dinner time, right? Coming up. Well, not for you. You're in West Virginia, so
For Eastern.
yeah.
It's been dinner time for like 3 hours now.
Right.
Yeah, it's
It's always dinner time. All right, so let's hit
Dinner
this.
time.
So let's hit this last news story real quick, and then we'll move on to the interview portion. So I guess I just want to hit this, but we mentioned Sony's, kind of patent woes, but they actually just patent. This is kind of cool. We talk about VR a lot on the show, and I'm not sure if you guys are in with the new VR kick or what you guys feel on it. We'll probably touch on that in a little bit. But yeah, they patented a new. They actually submitted 3 patents for a new power glove for PlayStation VR, which is cool.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
and so.
Oh.
Most of the demos for the PlayStation VR, which they haven't announced the price point or the release date of it yet, the Oculus and the Vive have been announced, but they've been using the Move controllers to demo it. But now these are these power gloves that have individual finger tracking and hand motion and gestures. So they've patented the technology, which is kind of cool to think about in VR.
So what happens if you break
Nice.
your finger in the middle of a simulation? Does your character's finger
I would just say your finger would just stop ceasing to move at that point. Unless you-
it just goes straight flat back?
I would say you get hurt. Pretty
Yes.
much. You would probably not stay in the game.
What if you?
I guess that's for games like that, but I think it's for more. The next step of it is more of like the hand gestures, because they want to make like different finger motions and gestures do different things on the screen. So like if you do like a different thing,
So like auras and spells.
yeah,
Basically.
or if you like flash a West Side up there, Tupac
Naruto.
shows up, that kind of stuff. But no, but
I want to
no,
do Naruto. So
Yeah.
The thing is, we could add that support. We can add it.
yeah, no, it
It's
really.
possible for us.
I think it's really cool though, because in every like futuristic movie, there's been that like thing where you put on the gloves and like things happen. Like I don't know if you saw like Jurassic Park, they're like using everything to move the DNA around. It's like that's been like the future technology, but now they're actually patented and actually developing it, which is kind of cool because the VR control scheme has been a hot topic of debate. It's like, okay, we have VR, we're in this experiment, we don't want to use a game controller while we're in VR. How do we control this? So we have these wands and these sticks and all these different things, and so now this is kind of a new step for it. So it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
True.
Cool.
Same.
Yeah.
Just
Go ahead.
a little bit worried that it's going to become too much of an immersive experience with video games.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be like Wall-E. Don't worry about it. It's
too much of a good thing.
Yeah, too much of a good. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I gotta love Wally though.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing that leads to nothing that we talked about right now, I actually forgot to mention a game that I play, Software Inc.
What's
Software Inc. Software Inc. It's a game development game.
The game sim game. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Game development game. You develop games on a game.
So I'm currently VexaCorp designing legacy engine.
And you guys are multi-billion-dollar corporation on 4 continents, right?
$24 million and count.
Sweet, and that's in profit, right? That's not in your net. That's in profit.
Yeah.
That's in the black. Sweet.
Oh,
nice. That's a freaking company yacht spending stuff. Gotcha.
I spent a year not doing anything, and I still earned money. I don't know how.
It's that good investment life, man.
And what is this called?
Software Inc. Apparently.
Yeah. So right on. Well, hey guys, do you guys have any other news stories you want to hit before we take a quick break?
I'm all good.
Cool.
Donald Trump.
Oh,
no.
We're not going to go there. No. We'll save that as we get closer to the election, and then we'll start dropping bombs. But I like to keep listeners. All right, so guys, we're going to we have VexaCorp here, and we're gonna kind of get into your interview. We don't have our resident journalist on staff, John, but I'm gonna hit you with some interview questions and kind of talk about what you guys are working on. And but yeah, let's take a quick break. Welcome back. What's up, guys?
Welcome back.
How was break?
It was good.
You guys do some laps around the house.
I thought
you guys
it was the longest break in history.
I know, you guys. You took a nap. You fell asleep. Man. Alrighty.
I went out to the store, got some chicken.
Oh, some chicken.
Ate it as well.
Yes.
Our day's going by.
Done. Check.
It's like 9 o'clock now.
Yeah. All right. So we are here with VexaCorp, a game development studio, fairly new but hungry to make some awesome games and do some cool things. We are here with the CEO, Jonas. Is that correct?
Yes.
And we are here with Kevin. And what do you do, Kevin? Exactly. You're the lore designer, correct?
Yeah, I'm lore designer, but basically going into races, factions, everything that's actually has anything to do with the lore. And, of course, any ideas that might improve the game.
Fantastic. And Rez, what do you do specifically?
Primarily, I'd say I also work on lore design with Kevin. I do tend to switch around a bit with helping Jonas with concepts of worlds, making height maps, and that kind of stuff. But I'd say a majority of my work is done under like lore clumping, figuring out different types of lore chunks. So like big pieces of lore that don't necessarily go anywhere until Kevin is able to like meld them into this cohesive story that's beautiful.
Awesome.
And don't forget to say that he's actually my co-owner and also...
Oh, see, there you
that
go.
too, I guess.
There you go. Well, it's great. Well, it's great to have you guys on. And so with every interview, we like to start off with asking. So I guess you guys can pick and choose who answers the questions, and maybe I'll direct it here and there. But it's what was the first game that you guys got your hands on? What was the first video game that you guys ever played? And that you guys are like, wow, this is great.
Shit.
Yeah, like go and think back. It's an all shit moment. Like, oh man.
That's long.
How far
Okay.
back does it count? That's my question.
Yeah, no, your
Because I
very
played on
your
Wing-
very first game. So I guess the order will be we'll go for all these because we'll go Jonas, Kevin, then Rez. So go ahead, what you got?
I played on
Sounds
PC. I played on if you count on PC.
Yeah, the first
played
video
on
game you
Windows
ever played.
95. I played Snake.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
Oh my god,
That's an old ass Windows.
that's classic.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so you guys are all young because you guys didn't mess with Windows 3.1 or any Apple IIs and stuff like that. That's what John and I played with.
true.
See, that's
Brand
what,
new Apple II.
that's what we did. But okay, Kev, what you got?
Actually, the first game I've ever played, and it was really long ago, it was Game Boy with Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, cool.
Of course.
That was
Game
the
Boy.
first game you ever
Game
played,
Boy.
huh? It was great, huh?
Yeah, that was one of the first games I've ever played. Yeah, I learned me English as well.
Fantastic.
Learned me English.
Yeah,
That's good shit.
Yeah,
It was in Swedish in Sweden, so
yeah.
couldn't really learn anything from it.
And Ghost, what do you got?
I'm the young blood of the group. I think my first game that I actually enjoyed playing would be RuneScape.
Oh, yeah, RuneScape. I played that.
Back
Awesome.
in the old days, like
Yeah.
the 2004-ish ones, not like
the
the
old one. Yeah.
And that was the first video
Oh,
game
yeah.
you got your hands on?
yeah.
Oh my
Cool.
god, I forgot all about those games.
Well, I mean, there were I can't necessarily. It's not the first game I've got my hands on because we did have those times where we would be sitting in my house in like on the floor and we'd be playing Super Mario on the 64,
There
and
you
then
go.
we'd call my mom in and force her to do the water worlds because nobody liked them.
That's cool. See, that's one of those good gaming memories that you have. So, you guys are all in this together. You guys are all into making games, and you have started the studio. So, kind of, this is along the same lines as the previous one. What game or games or experience kind of made you click? I mean, like, wow, I want to make games for a living. I want to be in the gaming industry. Was there one game or one time that you can remember, like, playing a game, like, dude, this is what I want to do?
Jonas, you got this.
Okay. Well, how we got together, the first thing, and well, how I got into game design. First, I went to school in it, but second off, World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And what brought me and Ghost together, that was World of Warcraft and the irritation of it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We decided to create an MMORPG game because we got so tired of World of Warcraft, pretty much. We wanted to make something new and change what we didn't like. If you
And
wanna,
that was the first thing. So when you played World of Warcraft for the first time, were you like, "Wow, I want to do this"? Huh? Wow, no pun intended. But were you like, "This is something I want to do"? Is that one game that you're like, "I can do this"? Like, this is what I want to do for my career. Like, what kind of pushed you to that? That's the kind of what I'm asking. Like,
not
not
when I started playing World of Warcraft. I liked World of Warcraft. I played World of Warcraft like 2 years straight all the time, and then I played more than that. But after that, when I started to get bored of it and started to don't like the expansions, that's what drove me to do something to make it myself.
And you went to school?
Yes.
Oh,
and then
awesome.
I started going to school in game designing and development because I wanted in the end to do it myself.
Cool.
Because of
Right.
I didn't like the expansions.
All right. What about you guys?
You first, Reza, or no?
I think it would enable it to be easier on your story if I would go first on this one. Honestly, I think the thing that really brought everyone together was we have a long history of all wanting the same thing to happen. We all met playing World of Warcraft in some form. And, I mean, if you want, I can tell them I don't think it really matters at this point, but...
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Stories. It's fine.
Okay.
We got time.
So, basically, I think it was, 4 years ago at this point,
More.
Eastern and I, we were playing on a private server of a World of Warcraft game, and he had already been a staff member on this private server, and I had just applied to be staff because I was really, really interested in private servers and how they worked. Like, I didn't know how to develop anything at that point, other than, like, Java and RuneScape, because I'd previously been a RuneScape developer. So, I got into an interview, and one of the first people I met was him. He literally would walk me through step by step, and he became one of my best friends at that point. So one day, whenever we were playing on this private server, we decided that we would do something different and try and make our own, because we had learned enough from that private server to start our own. So what we did was we went to our own private server and we started working there. Of course, we never lost ties with the other server, which is how we met Wecken. On our second time back, Wecken came with us, and he actually enjoyed some of the ideas that we put out. So we used him and brought him into our company as well. At that point, Eastern and I, along with Wecken, had developed this private server so far that it had basically become its own expansion. And wow. I think it was at that moment, it all clicked inside our brains, hey, why are we making an expansion of a game that we can't actually release? So we decided to make our own company.
Excellent. That's awesome. So what, I guess with, we can just jump into it, with VexaCorp, what kind of was the driving force behind a specific company to make games instead of just, hey, let's just try to make a game first? Why did you want to make a company? Do you want to like set a culture, a standard of, did you have a grand plan? Or kind of tell me kind of how those steps went out to start VexaCorp.
When it comes down to why VexaCorp was actually founded, we did have plans to release, well, we still do have plans to release an hopefully the biggest game that will beat out most MMORPG games, but of course that's an unrealistic dream for starting developers. So you have to start somewhere. So that's what we're starting with, which is Legacy of Chaos. So in this game, you're not necessarily going to see all the content that we have in store. So sticking on to that, if you keep into it, there is a new game that's going to be released after that. We will not tell you exactly what that is, but we can tell you that it will be far more advanced, far more sophisticated, and quite possibly, of course in our minds, one of the best games.
Nice.
Keep in mind that's a plan.
Plans, yes.
Right.
And
like I said, disclaimer.
Dream.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Okay, VexaCorp, give me some background on the name.
Yeah. That's yours, Ghost.
Okay. Ghost.
Okay, so this went through a lot of trial and error over 2 years, actually. Like, this company has been in my mind for so long. It went through different names that didn't really fit until we came across a person named Daniel, who no longer works with us, but he was a really great guy. He's pretty awesome. He's a good developer. He owns a partition of a other company named VectorSoft, but we won't go into that. Shout out to Daniel. But VexaCorp, we sat down one day and we decided that we needed something with like a kind of, I guess I describe it as a biting name, so like something with a hard consonant like an X or a Y or a Z, something that has a catch. Like Blizzard has Blizzard, like it's catchy. So we started thinking, and
or like
we came up
RaptorCow.
with
Yeah,
like RaptorCow. We started thinking though, and we came up with an actual we came up with Vexa, and then we had to derive what it was going to stand for, which is where we came with Visual Extreme Cross-Platform Animation. So once that all clicked up, we decided that was going to be the name, and that's where it's at.
Right on. That's actually pretty cool. So you guys have plans to release games and do a lot of different assets for it. I guess before we get into talking about your game and what it's doing, kind of give everyone listening an idea of like your backgrounds. Like, go deep and talk about how you started. I know Jonas and I have talked a little bit before how you went to school, but yeah, I want to hear that. Like, tell about your history in the gaming industry.
Well,
you go, Wecken.
Yeah, so
okay.
We'll just start. Yeah, everybody go through and this is your time to talk and get everyone out there. This is interesting.
All right. Let's go back a little bit then. It was, I think, during high school. In the Netherlands, you have high school and then college, university.
Right.
A little bit like that. That I broke my leg. I was an avid I was both very much into gaming, but also very much into sports, soccer, basketball, baseball, stuff like that. And then I broke my leg severely. I had 1.5 years of rehabilitation, or
rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation. That's it.
How did you break your leg? How did you break your leg?
It was during soccer at school. I placed my leg down on the ground. I turned it around, and then I broke 2 pieces of bone from my shin. So it wasn't good. Wasn't pretty. Had a little bit of rehabilitation, 6 months to learn to walk again, and then train it up to its actual strength within a year. And during that time, I got really into gaming. I started to play World of Warcraft hell a lot. Wanted to actually become a developer at that point because I was so into RuneScape before that, and then World of Warcraft. And then I started to mess about with Java on RuneScape and making bots actually and a private server. I ended up not following that so much. I did 1 year of learning how to code and program, but I wasn't as good as.
What languages would you learn?
I learned, the basics was like 5 years ago, so it was HTML, PHP, Java. I learned a little bit of JavaScript and
a lot of web-based stuff.
C++.
Cool.
Web-based first, and then Java after that. They didn't start with C++ in the second year, didn't make it. And then I changed to my current college education, which is business IT and management, which goes more into system architecture and the backbone of an organization, enterprise architecture, how it looks and stuff like that. But I got back into World of Warcraft, still did a little bit of programming on the side, and I really liked, role-playing. I'm really good at that, I guess. And when I got in touch with those two, mostly Reza at that point, the ghost, he invited me to a server, we talked a little, I gave him some ideas, he really liked it, and I just joined in and ended up being a lore designer.
Awesome.
Ended up being a lore designer.
That's cool. So Reza or Reza or Jonas, either one, let's hear your guys' story.
Reza.
All right.
Be lost.
Okay. My whole career hasn't necessarily started, but it also has. So I'd say about 6 or 7 years ago, whenever I was very young, I started playing on RuneScape private servers because I was really, like all kids, basically, you want to have stuff, but you don't want to work for it. Mm-hmm. So I went to the RuneScape private servers, and I realized, this is actually really fun. But this isn't owned by Jagex, so there's no way, people can do whatever they want. These owners can do whatever they want. So I thought, I kind of want to do that. I kind of wanted to be a developer. I kind of want to be able to program these things because it looks like everybody on this game is actually having fun. I'm actually enjoying this, and these people are able to do it. So I decided that I was going to start learning how to program, and it goes back to a guy that, I'm not going to go into it, a guy that taught me how to program in exchange for some gold on RuneScape, kind of illegal, but also not. Long story short, I started with Java on RuneScape, and then I moved into Lua on World of Warcraft, C++, C hashtag, all the basic kind of stuff. And there came to a point, which was whenever I had been talking to Jonas, where I had excelled to the point where I could make my own expansion for World of Warcraft by doing all these ridiculous things that other programmers couldn't do. Mm-hmm. So that's whenever I at least had decided, I think it's time for me to move on to something bigger. So I talked to Jonas, and here we are.
Wow. Very nice. Very awesome. Jonas, what do you got for us?
Well, I don't actually really know, but I don't know what to start.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah, well, it's all about how I got into gaming and
exactly.
game designing, I guess.
That's it.
Well, the first part where I come into gaming was when I saw my friend. I was very young. I was over at a friend's house, and he sat down playing a game that I've never seen before. I've never heard about it. It's actually now called World of Warcraft, and I thought it looked cool. I played it with him, he let me play on his account, and I'm like, I liked it, so I started playing World of Warcraft. That's where pretty much my life went to shit. No, just kidding. But
That's usually the story. That's how it happens.
That was legit.
That's pretty much where stuff happens. I started playing World of Warcraft, and I started playing other games. Of course, I played like Sims and stuff like that earlier, but yeah. Over the time playing World of Warcraft, I started playing some private servers, and I got into getting more interested in web designing because I started liking programming and started being interested in doing websites. And then it went more a while, and then I wanted to do something bigger, so I got interested in more and harder programming like C++ and all of that for games. And then the school started, and I started in gymnasium, what it's called in Sweden, and went through there going and learning game designing and web designing and all of that. Then I went like half a year in high school, if you want to call it, like I don't know what it's called in English compared to us, but and learned even more in programming and stuff like that. And then I met Ghost, and we played on that private server for a while, and then we decided to start our own private server because now shit's about to get real, pretty much. Then we became then now we're here. After all of that stuff happening, a lot of stuff happening, setbacks going there and there, knowing him for half of my life, like 6 years or what it is now, has been interesting. But
Thanks.
I've learned a lot from him, and he was the one actually asking me from the first beginning if I wanted to create a game. Without him asking me, I probably wouldn't be here right now, even though I wanted to, but I probably would never got into it.
That's good,
So,
and that's how you know
so
you have
that's-
a good team. You know, you guys have been through it, and you guys push each other, you know, in the right direction. So that's awesome. That's a perfect segue. Let's talk about the game. Like, where did it start? Where did the concept start? Like, let's start at the beginning of the game now. The game is, we're talking about the game's life. What's up? I saw the screenshots. I saw what you guys are doing. I researched it. It looked awesome. That's why you guys are here. And I can tell you right now, when I do consulting with indie studios, the first thing indie studios want to do, like, they say, oh, let's make an RPG. Let's make an MMORPG. And it's very, very difficult, and they fail a lot. But you guys, on the other hand, are really doing some great things. So I'm intrigued to see kind of the route it's taken and for you guys to be so successful in such early on.
I don't know if I'm gonna answer anything here, but let's do it. Well, the game, it's taking form, yeah, and it's really fun to do it. That's what I think is a big key in actually getting successful. It's not just doing it because you want to do it. It's actually doing it because you think it's fun. I go in and program or work on the game whenever I can, because not just because I need to, just because I think it's fun to work. It's something I do instead of going in and play a game. I sit and program because that's my fun thing to do on my free time now. And that's why I put so much time in it, and I learn a lot while doing it, making it really fun, and that's why I'm putting so much time in it, and that's why we can upgrade the graphics all the time, because I'm learning a lot more. Doing a lot of big stuff. I've read so much about it and about creating games and indie games on.
Are you
online.
dreaming in Unity now, in Unity code stuff? It's like you're like Neo from the Matrix.
That actually happened. I
Believe it or not, gee, listen to this story. It's so insane.
Oh, so did I hit a little gold mine here? Like, let's hear what we got.
I can't. Well, about dreaming about Unity and programming and stuff, that's happened in more ways than I can explain. But I've had a lot of times stuff coming up, errors coming up I can't solve. I've sat there for half a day trying to fix them. But when I go to sleep, sometimes I dream about them, the issues I have, and I solve them in my sleep. Go there, try it, and it works. I can't explain it, but it's happened too many times to be a coincidence.
Like, it's the subconscious taking over. You're trying too hard, you just kind of naturally fix the problem. That's awesome.
Yeah, fixation, psychological phenomenon.
Well, I said, let's go into like the game itself. Like, okay, where did the concept start? Like, let's start from the beginning of the game. Like, what was the start? Where's it going? Like, how did it come about?
Well, that's yours. You're
right.
the background stuff and more of the in there.
And then I'm gonna ask Kev about the lore of it after this because I'm interested about that. It's pretty cool. So, all right, let's go.
Interesting.
All right. So as for the game itself, where it originated, my brain, long.
Oh, so it was an
time
accident.
ago.
Okay, no, just kidding.
No. I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 years ago, whenever I had started talking with Jonas, and we went onto made our own private server. I started jotting down some ideas of things that I thought would be really cool to have in a game, like things that didn't actually happen in World of Warcraft, and it started manifesting and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And right now, I'm sitting here looking at this text document that's 300,000 lines long, and it's in Notepad++, so it's not like characters, it's 300,000 lines long.
Yikes.
And it just keeps getting bigger because all of these ideas of things that games could be doing that are drawing people away, I just keep jotting them down, and it keeps getting formed into a cohesive game that incorporates all these things that people would like. So I actually started testing them with Jonas on a private server, since I was able to program and do all these things with my knowledge of.
Can you give me an example of what some of those things are that people would like that are lacking in places that you test out?
For some games, let me scroll down really quick. Let me find something. Yeah, okay. So one thing that I feel would be really cool, at least that I've seen, people like and enjoy new content excessively. New content is a really, really big part of games. People enjoy new content. They don't like getting max level and being like, okay, now I have 3,000 years to run the same instance to get 3 pieces of armor. Good for me. No, we don't like that. So actually what Wecken and Jonas have designed is a system. We actually released this on our Facebook. It's called Gore, Guild-Owned Raiding Environments, where the people can actually create their own raids. So it's never going to get dull, and you're going to be faced with new content daily. Any time a guild is created, they're able to purchase their own Gore and make a new raid that has never existed before.
Wow. Holy cow. That is
awesome.
The
limitless possibilities that players can think of is what we're thinking. We want it to be a game, thank you, Reza, by gamers for gamers, but to do that, we're actually enabling the players to put their ideas to life. So, in essence, it's not necessarily our game, it's everyone's game. We're giving them their opportunity to be like we are, giving them their chance to develop and see what it's like and make something new. And I think players really enjoy making their own thing.
Yeah.
pretty successful with garrisons, and they're unfortunately going to be unsuccessful by taking them out. Sorry to call you out on that one, Bliss. But
I actually didn't know that. Were they really going to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Holy shit. So all that work that people are doing is just going to be taken out. And also another thing that we've implemented is another form of challenging players on their gore. So not only will it be you can create your own custom thing, but you can compete for glory with it. So it's not just like, oh, I'm competing something, I'm creating something, it's just going to be there, blah, 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 blah. No. It can change. You can upgrade it. You can make it harder. You can make it competitive. We're actually going to have, I think we've released this as well,
Probably.
a challenge for guilds on the hardest gore on the server. And then from that, it will turn into like a collaborative of the hardest gores that will actually turn into real raids. So not only will your gore be internationally recognized,
it'll turn into something that's actually a part of the game, so you can actually contribute towards the game.
That is awesome. That is
so
a
players
fantastic
feel like
concept.
they're contributing.
Yeah, wow, that's great. That's really cool. I was gonna ask eventually some of the hooks for the game, but yeah, just you guys keep going. Like I'm sitting here listening. Yeah, this is get it out there. What do you want people to know about the game? Like, just what's the concept of the game? So we talk about the game. What is continue? I guess goes. What is the you have all these elements, these pieces, right? What is the framework of the game? What's the setting? What is the game? The name? Like, what is it?
So basically, in the very beginning, as far back to a beginning as we can go, because you can't necessarily create a universe. We've tried that; it is extremely difficult. But one day we will do it. We will do it. Essentially, there are these Aboriginal people, to their world, of course, that have existed for thousands of years. They've done things, just basically a normal civilization, how the world was a long time ago, nothing like fire or any of that, nothing. And then there's a corruption that ensues on their planet. Again, this is all conceptual, which is more of what Wetkin is working on. This is what I personally feel the deep underlying meaning of the game is, but we're working on clearing up some of the murky water on this. But so this force comes to the world. I'm going to call it a god for now. So the god comes to a world, so you have a physical entity in your mind. And he gives these people power. They have all this power. He gives them these crystals that consume all this power. They hold all this power, and that's what powers the world. They learn to feed off the power. They learn to use its potential. That's how you get mages and all these other things. Mages, sorcerers, warlocks. They start to feed the power. The power starts to give life to the world. And there are outsiders that come in eventually. So they're going to come in, smash head first onto the planet, whatever you want to call it, and they're actually going to... I can't release this.
They're going to do some things.
They're going to do something.
Gotcha.
It's going to lead to something else. It's going to be bad.
So this is like almost like...
It's going to happen later.
No, this is almost like a early ancient civilization setting, right? Kind of in between, kind of the antiquity time, like the Greeks and medieval time, or even before that, maybe Egyptian time frame. Is that what we're kind of looking at? Like Mesopotamia?
Let's go a little bit into after they slayed this one being and they have a massive war. They are assisted by the god that has before them given them the crystals. This ensues giving them. This actually leads to something worse. The lore that has been designed is that the god is unfortunately ceases to be. Unfortunately, a god can never die, so that's actually the common conception. So we'll stay with that. The god doesn't die, but he ceases to be. The energies that are within him are corrupted, as well as give life to something new. And this is where the game is then at. It's multiple centuries into the future. The Aboriginals have, of course, forgotten about the
right. So they've
the
harnessed the
slave
power
of that one
and
being,
everything.
stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Exactly. And they build it up, and then those same beings that have once before been on that planet and
return.
done something bad, they take the power of the god, they corrupt it, and they send it back at the world. And this is where the good side of the god actually helps the humans and every single race on that planet to come to life. And they fight, they clash, they have a battle, and they are sent away once again, sent packing as usual. And that's the basic background.
That's where you get
the
the
god
name
that
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
legacy of chaos.
Okay.
So the chaotic energies that are constantly coming back to the world are ravaging its countryside, ravaging the different cities, the many people that are on it, and the good comes in and saves this day. But
so these events are almost like ages in a sense, right? Like, and so when do I, the player, come in? Like, what age or what time? How many times has this happened before? Where am I at? So I jump into the world. What's going on?
First time it happens, this is more of a crisis situation. So You can imagine yourself, you're basically, before this, since your character is basically going to be an adult like it is in most games, your character is growing up normal, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden all this crap happens, and you're called to war. At that point, that's whenever you're gaining control of your character, you're new, you're a recruit, you're learning how to do all this.
Is this the first one, or is like the...
Yes, this is the absolute first time. They do not know what they're fighting, they do not know how they're fighting it, which is also part of a lore teaser that's going to be released.
Okay.
Yeah,
as nobody knows what they're fighting.
Exactly.
So yeah, so
in
you
that
want to
time
continue?
period, yes.
Yeah, for sure. You want to continue, Kevin? Any more?
Yeah, of course. They will play one of the playable races, and they will fight the beings that have invaded them. They will have to defend against several different. They will have to fight against many different monsters, including some of the legions and commanders, legionnaires, whatever soldiers of the enemy invading army, and of course their bosses. Eventually, hopefully, depending on what the storyline will be, slaying or having a hand in the slaying of the one that will die. And that is the graphic overlay of the first game, The Legacy of Chaos.
Just listening, this sounds almost like a sci-fi feel, but looking at the screenshots, it's almost more, like I said, the ancient kind of antiquity type feel, or more of a Skyrim-esque type feel. How would you describe the setting, like I said, of the character? Like, what is like the art style? Is it going to be the future? Are there going to be lasers in there, or is it going to be swords and mages? Like, how is it going to? What's the setting?
It's going to be
swords and mages.
It's going to be sword and sandal. So. Mostly fighting with swords, both armor for that particular age. What the setting actually is. So they don't have massive cities. They have small time things. They do have a civilization, however. I mean, you are playing a race, so it's all connected, and there is internal strife. But the main issue is the ongoing slaughter that is coming into your world. I mean, that's the main thing that's coming in front of your eyes, and that's the main thing you should be focused on.
Right.
Of course, there is internal strife, so you can obviously do PvP.
Okay.
That's pretty much chaos and shit going on there. That's pretty much where the player come in. If you want to have an answer to that question, it's the player will be one of the warriors in that battles that is about to erupt. That is pretty much. It will happen. There is no chance it's not gonna happen. And the player is gonna be one of those warriors, pretty much defending the home world against the bigger threat they have ever faced before.
Right. Well, give a quick overview now, real quick, of how the hooks of the game, how the game is like, is there an inventory system, crafting? Like, well, I know you guys are early on, but what is the overview of the game? What are some of the mechanics in the game that kind of make this game unique?
Okay, actually, let me take this one for a second.
Yes.
Really quickly, to clear up the confusion, think of it like this. So the world is developing, and this is also going to go into what you were asking. So the world is developing. They have the power crystals from the old gods that have now left. Power crystals are only a source of energy, so they're using them to find stuff like fire, new enchants, and whatnot. And they're using them just to further their society. Now the corruption comes, everything gets hit, it gets knocked down, and they're in a state of panic. That's whenever you come in. So, when you come in, the corruption is starting to spill onto the land. The new invaders are coming, they're manifesting, they're starting to attack. You're getting trained as your class, whichever one you may choose. Say in this case you chose mage. You're getting chosen as a mage, in which case you draw your energy from the power crystals, and you learn new spells. So, in addition to knowing those new spells, you'll further figure out that as you progress through the level, you're able to use the corruption of the land to learn new things, such as new, more powerful enchants. So there will be a new enchanting interface for you to use stuff like regents that you were able to collect throughout the game, like manifested corruption. You can apply it to your weapons and whatnot. In addition to that, we also have more of like a RuneScape-based skilling, because I think that was a big draw factor of RuneScape. The objective to get to 99, how big that was, how everyone always was wanting to get 99, how 99 is that big accomplishment. So we have a system set in place for high levels of skilling. So around the world will also be completely interactable. So we will have stuff like wood cutting, so you can chop down trees to clear paths. We'll have stuff like blacksmithing, so you can use your materials. Which brings us to another thing that we're going to be incorporating that's also very unique that I don't think any other game has done. Where instead of repairing your armor at a NPC like on World of Warcraft, you can find a blacksmith that will actually repair your armor for whatever they charge you. So you don't necessarily have to pay extraneous amounts of gold. You can have your friend repair your armor, of course. Excellent. So, but it's not required that you do that, of course. There is a set price that you can do if you would like to go to a vendor or you don't have somebody that's going to do it. You can do that.
Can you repair your own?
So,
if you're a blacksmith?
I'm debating that because I feel like that'd be OP.
We haven't discussed that really much yet, but
food for thought.
it's not. We're not saying no, but we're not saying yes.
Right, for sure. So it sounds like you guys are addressing a lot of concerns on MMOs that you guys have from experience playing them. Like I said, indie studios take on this task, and it's always really daunting, but you guys have a good plan in place, and you guys have a lot of work done. I saw your recent screenshots. They're great. And you guys are building it in Unity, is that correct?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We do. It's really hard it's really hard to say things without saying too much.
Right, of course.
That's why might be a little bit upside down.
No, it's good. And that's the thing is, you guys are doing a lot of cool stuff, and I think it's really interesting. So as far as the game goes, what is kind of inspiring for you about this game? Like, what is kind of driving you to do this, and what is the next step? Like, as far as like, when do you think you want to release it, or what's like, do you have a target, or what's going on with that?
Well,
I would like to address the driving force, if I may. Really
for sure,
quickly.
Yeah, that's like a three-part question.
Sure.
Driving force, I'm going to have to say, would definitely be the community for us. Or speaking from my experience at least, I absolutely love it when people enjoy things that we do. I love it whenever we release something and there are great comments on Facebook. Like, whenever Jonas posts something on Facebook, I love reading all the people's comments. I love seeing that they're interacting. I love seeing that there's an actual community.
I was one of those.
Is another thing. If you remind me after this, I'll talk to you about a new thing that we're incorporating into guild systems. That's quite possibly one of the coolest things ever.
Awesome. So yeah, Jonas, you want to speak on the other points?
Yeah, I was just trying to remember those as I was kind of trying.
What are you looking like for platforms, release schedule, like how your dev cycle? What are you looking at?
Well, the platform for now is mainly focused on just PC.
Of course.
But of course, one thing that is really important in my part, since I'm doing the in-game graphic, is that I want them to look really beautiful, but at the same time you can come and play with a bad computer on low graphics. Everyone should be able to play it. You don't need to have a computer for $50,000 to play it. You should be able to play with a laptop with decent frames, but on low quality. Same as you can get extremely nice quality if you have a computer that can handle it. So optimization in my part is a really big thing. And for release dates and so on, well, we've talked about it. We haven't set anything in stone at all. We want to do it in the later part of 2017, but there's no saying if we're going to make that or not.
Right. Well, there's at least a goal to get to, So you have to push it or reevaluate when you get closer, that's fine, but at least you have a target, right? So you guys aren't just kind of driving in the dark. I think it's really awesome. I'm happy to have you guys on. And so I guess right now this is the time where you say any last things you like to say about the game, and you guys get to brag about yourselves. How do people get a hold of you? What are like Twitter, Instagram handles? And go ahead and shoot. Go.
Let's leave that to Eastern.
Yeah.
Well, oh my God, of course. Yeah, well, brag about. Well, to getting hold of us, you can do it in many ways. You can comment on our post on Facebook. You can contact me directly on Facebook.
And how do they get on Facebook? Is it VexaCorp on Facebook? Is that how it is?
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. The company Facebook is just VexaCorp. You can't really miss it. My Facebook is Jonas Jefferson Dirish. You will find it on the VexaCorp page easily. It's in the comment section there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Instagram. We have Twitter and all of that, which you can just send us a message. Right now, we have a 100% answering streak on every message we have in 8 minutes.
Well, there you go. That's awesome.
So if you have any questions, we'll answer as good as we can, without revealing anything that we can't reveal. And just be active. We do this for you guys. That's pretty much our main point. And my motto is we do this for the players, and we want to do a game for them, not a game that we made that we think is good, but we want to do a game that everyone likes. That's why we're also on our website, which is VexaCorp.com. We have a forum where we ask for your opinions and ask for your ideas and tips if you have any that you want to give. And we will, if we like it, we will contact you and get in closer details to it and see what we can implement and see if we can do something nice of it.
That is so awesome, and that's what I think is great about, when I bring devs on the show. It's you don't, from Blizzard or EA or Active, all these places, you don't get that. You can contact these devs right away and they'll talk to you, and that is such a good thing about the indie game community. Every dev we've had on here has been the same. Hey, please get a hold of us, talk to us on Twitter, send us a message, email us. Like, that community interaction in the indie scene is so awesome, and the games that are coming out are so good in that sense. So I really appreciate that part of the community. And again, and if you guys are listening, that is the great part of this. Like, what other chances do you have to get to talk to the devs who are making a game that you want to play? It's really awesome. So yeah, guys. Well, thank you very much for being on and doing the interview section. We appreciate that. Yes. What?
Can I go say one more thing in that?
Yeah, of course.
Before we go away from that, for anyone interested in it, we're planning. We don't know when, but we're planning to release on Kickstarter soon. When we feel that we're done with it, there we will release a lot of more information for anyone interested in knowing more about the game. There will still be stuff that we haven't said here that will be there, and stuff that no one really knows right now. So you should, when it gets released, it will be on our Facebook page everywhere, pretty much. You should at least check it out and see what you think about it. If you like it, please help us out. But that's, of course, up to you. At least read it and see what you think.
Well, no, again, like I said, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. But at the end of every interview, we have a little segment we like to call the boss battle. Oh, yes. So are you guys familiar with the boss battle at all?
No.
Ah, yes. Well, every interview concludes with a little trivia section, and you'll be fighting the boss of the week. So this week's boss is Mother Brain from the Metroid series. Oh, yes. The hideously ugly, giant brain, diabolical, exposed gray matter having psionic, spike-wielding, manipulative, super advanced AI set on erasing everything in existence? Yeah, that thing. So that's who you're fighting today. So let me give a quick overview for you guys so you understand how it works, and to the listeners. Our questions or levels are sent in by the listeners, and if you want to do so, you can send it into our social media using the hashtag BossBattle, or you can email it directly to us at jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com, and make sure you put Boss Battle in the subject line. How it works, guys. There are 4 levels of increasing difficulty initially. You have 60 seconds. The first 4 levels, we will go through them at the end and see how you did. You get 1 warp, so if you're going through and you don't know a question, you can say warp, you skip to the next one, and time permitting, you can go back. You get 1 power-up, which makes your questions 50-50. After the first 4 levels, if you get 4 out of 4, you get a power-up for the boss encounter, which is the 5th level. And that question is generally based on the boss and science, because I'm a science nerd. And if you get all 5 out of 5, you get to be in our Hall of Champions. But actually, right now, it's Hall of Champion, because only one person has done that. so far has gotten all 5 out of 5, and we've only had 4 people defeat the boss. So if you guys fail, it's not a big deal. But you guys do have you have something going for you, and that is the one person who has gotten 5 for 5 and defeated the boss is a Swede. Heidi, she is from Sweden, and she's a retro game collector. She was on the show, episode 16, and she smashed it. It was awesome. It was the first one we ever had, so it was good. Since there are 3 of you, though, I'm going to change this up a little bit. I was just going to alternate questions, but I think instead I'm going to choose somebody to get through. Actually, you know what? I think maybe you guys can deliberate between yourselves. Choose who will do the first 4 questions by themselves, and then you all 3 will have a chance to get together on the final encounter. So I'll let you decide.
Well, I don't know shit about.
Well, hey,
that
you guys
stuff.
choose between yourself. You guys got 10 seconds. Tell me who you want to go.
Ghost.
There we go.
Ghost. All right. Ghost it is. You have been thrown. You've been offered up for sacrifice. Okay. So Ghost.
Sacrificial
So
lamb.
Ghost, you understand how it works roughly?
I guess.
All right. So we're going to go through the questions, and after the 4 out of 4, all 3 of you will get a chance to work on the boss. So, all right. Ghost, your boss battle starts when I finish reading the first question. Are you ready?
No.
Sure.
Alrighty. Here we go. Level 1. D-Horse is a character in which of the following games? A. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, B. Fallout 4, C. Firewatch, D. Rise of the Tomb Raider, or E. Assassin's Creed Syndicate?
Metal Gear Solid.
Final answer?
Yes.
Level 2. On what platform was Doom first released?
I don't know. Is it Windows?
Okay. Is final answer? 30 seconds.
Xbox One. Switch.
Okay. Level 3. Name 2 of the 3 games featured in a
Why did I say Xbox One?
2012 film Indie Game the Movie. Name 2 out of the 3 games featured in Indie Game the Movie.
Symphony and Vox.
Final answer?
Yes.
Level 4. Final question. How many playable characters are in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii? A. 37, B. 26, C. 33, or D. 29?
I'm gonna go with 33. Final answer.
And time. Okay. Whew. All right, guys.
Probably garbage.
How do you think you did, fellas?
Awful! Because I said
it was-
Xbox One as the first platform, and I realized, I'm like, what the fuck?
I know that was wrong.
Yeah, that was wrong. True. You were close with the computer and
Yeah.
Windows.
So
I feel like I couldn't think. My brain froze up.
when you're on time and the trivia comes, it's tough. So hey, let's go through these real quick, okay? All right, let's see. So level 1 question. So they're increasingly difficult. So level 1. The question was, D-Horse is a character in which of the following games? A. Metal Gear Solid 5, B. Fallout 4, C. Firewatch, D. Rise of the Tomb Raider, or E. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You chose Metal Gear Solid 5. Is that correct?
Yes.
The answer is indeed A. Metal Gear Solid 5. Congratulations, number 1 correct. Nice job. Yeah,
That's
1 for 1.
promising.
Good start. Okay. All right.
Next is shit.
Good. All right, level 2. On what platform was Doom first released? Now, I have to call myself out on this because I didn't realize how young you all were. So this is actually probably a difficult question, but for most older gamers of my generation and not beyond, this is like a no-brainer. But I'll give it to you in the sense. So you answered Windows at first, and then you changed it to Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox 360
It was like
or Xbox afterwards.
Like a little. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
It's like a. I forget what it was. It's those little things. Like it's not. Is it even a console?
Well, I can tell you.
64.
I can tell you that the answer you chose, Xbox, is very incorrect. Ooh.
Thanks.
The answer. The answer.
I couldn't.
The answer we were looking for is simpler than you think. It's a level 2 question. Is it the PC? It's the answer for a computer, yeah. So that's all you could have said. Windows would have been fine. But yeah, PC. Yeah. So, yeah. So you're not going to get an extra power-up for the boss, and that's the thing is, too, I should have mentioned you had a power-up to use, and so...
Should have mentioned that.
Well, I mean, I said it in the beginning, and you forgot to use your power-up. You're the second person in, like, 3 weeks to forget to use their power-up, so it's okay. Yeah, so level 3. Name 2 of 3 games featured in 2012 film Indie Game the Movie. Your answers were which? What were they? Vox
and
and...
something.
Yeah, Vox.
Yeah,
and,
I said What?
Symphony. Or
So,
something,
yep,
right?
Symphony of Vox. So,
Oh, did I actually get something right?
yeah, the answer is not that. It is Braid, Super Meat Boy, and Fez. Those are the 3 games featured in the film, in the game, the movie. Ooh, 1 for 3 so far. Ouch. Come on,
Yeah,
Ghost.
I
You
told
gotta
you,
pick
I
this
don't
up.
know this crap.
It's okay. Now, level 4 question. We probably should use the power up here since you had it already. Normally, I'll tell you this, John acts as, so if you guys have played Skyrim or Fallout, you have your companion runs around with you, right? John acts as a companion in these boss battles and will remind you, hey, you can warp, or you have a power up here. So you didn't have that the luxury of a companion today, but let's finish this question out. It says, how many playable characters are in Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii? The answers were A, 37, B, 26, C, 33, or D, 29, and you chose 33. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just for the sake of it, I'll use your power up here, and I'll narrow it down to 2, so you can have
Oh, great.
A, 37, or C, 33. Now, would you have chosen 33 still?
Say yes.
Sure, why not?
Okay, cool. Well, you would have been wrong because the answer is A, 37. So, but
Yeah,
well, it's
I'm
all right.
great at this game.
One
Holy
for
crap.
3. Don't worry about it. You are hurting. I mean, you have 1 little tick left in the health bar, 1 heart left. Your sword's broken.
Hey, that's how I play best.
Yeah,
that's one of my best
Your
skill
shield
comes
is busted. You have 1 boot. Like you're hobbling into the boss battle. Oh man.
I've been in worse situations though, so.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah, exactly. We have all 3 of you guys are now going to help out Ghost to try. You guys are forming a raid party now. You have the boss. You're going to fight Mother Brain, and I'm not sure if you guys have played any Metroid games. Have you guys at all?
A long time ago, actually.
Okay. Well, there you go. So you guys are familiar with Metroid. You're going to fight Mother Brain now. So all 3 of you guys have a chance. No Googling, but again, they won't help you with this question because these questions are hard and I make them up. These are out of my brain. So are you guys ready to take on Mother Brain, the boss? You guys can still defeat the boss. You just aren't going to get in the champions. So are you guys ready?
Bring it on.
Your boss encounter starts when I finish reading the entire question. I'm going to give you some background beforehand. Your final encounter. Mother Brain is the main villain in the Metroid series, and our hero Samus Aran is tasked with defeating it. The evil computer is a ruthless, brain-shaped AI set out to create balance in the universe by resetting it to 0. This would effectively erase and destroy the existence of everything that is known. The quest for creating the most powerful AI has been an ongoing scientific pursuit. The estimated computational power required to simulate a human brain in real time is 36.8 petaflops, which is a lot of flops. In 2007, the computational power of all computers on Earth was equal to only 1 human brain. Your question. The reality of Mother Brain level AI is fast approaching and the gap is closing. As it stands today, and based on the most recent advances of technology, approximately how many times faster is a human brain than the world's fastest supercomputer? Within 2. 30 seconds. You guys can talk it out loud with each other.
What do you think?
Okay, so let's see. So
20 seconds. How much faster?
36.8 petaflop.
How much
Okay,
faster?
so
How much
10 to the
faster?
20. Okay, so that's. Okay, let
10
me go repeat it.
seconds.
36.8 petaflops, which is 36.8 quadrillion bits of data per second.
5 seconds.
So,
Choose.
which is
How many times faster is the
so
human brain than the fastest
basically,
Mm,
say
Say something.
And time. What do we got? What do we got for an answer?
10,000. I'll go
10,000.
10,000?
10,000.
All right. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay. Let's break this down. So yes,
That would be
you were
hilarious.
correct on the petaflop scale. It's pretty big, right?
Yeah.
Just for a frame of reference, how crazy is that? In 2007, the computational power of all the computers on Earth was equal to just 1 human brain. And that's pretty ridiculous. I mean, obviously, since 2007, we've just completely exponentially increased our computational power, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So I understand the number of 10,000, why you guessed that. Let me tell you that the answer of 10,000 times is not correct. Oh, you guys did not defeat the
That's
boss.
not correct. I can't do that math that quick.
No, it's not even. It's not even
Probably
math. It's not even math. It's just how much faster. So let me tell you this: in SpaceX, as we're all familiar with, 6 months ago, gathered data. They created a completely super crazy petascale computer, and they did the computational test with speed and data crunching capabilities, and they now have a computer that is only 30 times slower than the human brain. Yeah, and they estimated that in 7 to 14 years they'll have a computer on the level of speed of computational power of a human brain. So yes, we are catching up. Isn't that weird? I was like, what? When I found that information.
I think I misunderstood the question.
Yeah, 30 times faster. It's okay.
How many times faster
is the human brain than the fastest computer right now, and it's 30 times faster. And because in 2007 it was like 10,000 times faster.
Regardless, I was way off. I don't care.
It's okay. You know what, guys? Don't worry about it. You guys, a valiant effort. We're going to get on that, take a quick break. We're going to do the topic of the week and get some emails and head out of here. Hola, mi amigos. How was your break? You guys recovered?
Good.
You recovered from your boss, your bass kicking?
The bass kissing. God damn it.
Yeah, it got you. It's okay. There's always next time. We'll have to have you guys back on when the game comes out.
I'm sacrificing you next time, Wecken.
Yeah, they really did throw you under the bus, didn't they?
I wasn't. I just joined in with the
How
fray.
do you expect the youngest person here to
Well, see, now he's playing the age card. He wants to be the youngest all the time, and now you see.
He always plays this card. I mean, he's West Virginian. That's worse enough, but now he has to bring the age card back up, damn it.
Oh, man.
Why do you think it's worse for yourself?
Well, Wecken, you didn't do much better, so.
Right, yeah, it was a fail all around. So, but no, hey, when you guys release the game, you guys can be back on and have another shot at it, right?
Exactly.
So, all right.
Yeah, well.
So, every week we do a topic of the week brought on by the guests. And Jonas, your topic was awesome. I really thought it was great. So, how about you go ahead and unpack that for us and kind of give us some background and let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's see, what did I say? Well, it was the difficulty of doing something unique when developing a game.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and flesh that out and explain kind of some background about that, what you're thinking.
Well, there's a lot of people developing games.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny that. There's a lot of people.
Hundreds and hundreds of games come out every day.
Exactly. But there's a lot of games no one ever hears about. There's a lot of games that just goes crashing into the wall pretty much for reasons. And that one of those reasons, in my opinion, that I think of is because it's actually so hard making something unique. So much has been made, so you can't really do anything that is extremely unique. Like World of Warcraft was one of the first MMOs, but still it wasn't the first one.
No, we had EverQuest and everything going on, and there's tons of stuff going on.
And but they still became good because they had a lot of unique systems in their game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you need to make, pretty much, and that's the hard part. Coming up with those systems, like that's what we are doing. That's what we have been doing, and pretty much 80% of our time been thinking on when we're planning the game. Like, what can we do to make the game unique?
Mm-hmm.
One thing is gore.
Right.
That is a unique thing. We have other plans, by the way, that is covering other parts of the game to make it more unique that we haven't released yet, which I can mention them more than that. But that is the hardest part, and we are so far still. There's so much more to come up with to make the game extremely unique. But and it's hard. It takes a lot of time, but that's what I mean with the difficulty. It's not as easy as you think. You can't just go and then make a game and this is gonna be awesome. You need to find those unique things to make the game go somewhere.
And you hit the nail on the head too. Exactly. Like, you said it perfectly. Everything has been done. It really has. And so an old business adage, and me being in the business field, is like everything has been done. It's just what you do. Your strive as a business is to do it better than your competition. I think I mentioned this before. Do you think Apple has done anything original and unique Hell no. They didn't even come up. They weren't the first screen. They weren't the first smartphone, but they did it better, right? All these Google, they're not the first tech company or analytics company, but you know what? They've done it better. These companies, innovation is very hard to come by because everything's been thought of now, right? So coming up with something that's totally unique, say, oh, this is the new thing. Well, no, someone has done that. They just didn't do it right. So if you can find a way to do it better than your competition, you've got a leg up. So even indie studios who build a game that is similar to another game, if it's done smoother, if it's done better, if the systems work better, they don't even have to be unique. If it just works better, then they're going to have a leg up. And it all comes down to the experience. You want the experience of the customer, the player, the user to be the best. So that's where you get the uniqueness, is the unique experience. Right? You want to be able to build that unique experience. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a unique game or unique idea or concept. It just, the experience has to be unique and good. Right?
Yeah.
True.
So, definitely. I mean, that's definitely what I'm thinking on that sense. So, I mean, have you guys kind of flushed out some ideas on like how to create the experience, make it like the user experience better besides systems and stuff?
Oh, for sure. I'd actually like to comment on this one.
Yeah, go. I mean, this is an open discussion. Topic of the week, my man.
Go.
We haven't necessarily discussed this too much. I mean, we discussed it whenever the company was first founded, but so one thing that we're going to do that will be keeping the community united, which will hopefully bring a better experience overall to players, because after all, the only thing that makes games fun is having friends and playing with friends.
Right.
So, in addition to most games having guilds, that's a normal thing, but what we're going to attempt to do is a spin-off of a guild system where guilds can actually create treaties with different guilds, and you'll be able to see your other guilds intertwined with yours, of course, with different ranks, so like friendly rankings of different guilds inside of yours, so it'll turn into just giant conglomerate of guild treaties, which will turn into guild wars and all this other stuff to never give you the same as another game. We want everything that we do to be at least unique in some aspect. So everything that we're going to be releasing hopefully will provide a fun spin-off of something original, classic, and normal.
Mm-hmm. So when you see things like on the Steam marketplace come out, like that are just total like clones, or these next big games, these huge marketing pushes, but they're just not great. Like here's a good example. I'm gonna call them out. Like Far Cry Primal just came out, right? It was just another Far Cry game, and it didn't do anything unique. They tried to make systems, they tried to do things, but it just didn't work. The ideas, people have made caveman games or survival games, but it just didn't work. And they thought it was awesome and cool, but the idea has been done. But if they could do something better or do it and make the experience better, the game could have been successful. But with all these games coming out on the Steam store, tons, like the Steam Greenlight process is absolutely insane. Like how do you go about making something unique? Are we at a point where there's nothing unique anymore, that we just need to just kind of keep having the same experiences? Like, are we like in a cynical way? Like should we think that way?
We're far from there.
Okay, that's good.
If I don't know how to make that statement a lot bigger, but we're really far away from not being able to make something unique. The only thing that stands in our ways are pretty much our brains and how we think of things. We know. We normally get our ideas from what we played before and how we want to change them, and to actually make that something different, we sometimes might have to combine more than one game together to see how they can take from each other. Like, if you would like to make a cool game, you can make an MMORPG with like League of Legends stuff in it, combining them in a good way to make something that hasn't been done, and stuff like that. Well, Smite is kind of a thing like that, but but still not. Mm-hmm. And you can change around like that, because that will in overall change the how the players feel about it. And you can play League of Legends and you can play Smite. They're kind of close to each other, but it's still a different game in some aspects, making it another experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is too, I'm going to play devil's advocate here though. I use the old business adage because that's in the business world we say that every idea has been used already, but it's just doing it better than the competition. You say we're far from it, and you say that we used your game experiences to pull them in. Well, think about AAA studios. They are not making anything new. They are recycling the same ideas, doing the same things over. They're not taking any risks. So it's on indie studios to take the risks, right? But the indie studios aren't getting out. So that's why we have Call of Duty 75, right? Assassin's Creed 4. How many open world games came out last year with the same mechanics? Open world, go to a tower, open an area, 50 million things on the map, the same exact thing, right? So if we're going to, you say it's the way we think, right? But we're kind of almost being told how to think by being fed the same thing. So our thinking outside the box is based on our experiences. So younger gamers, they're not playing the old games that I played, growing up. So they're just getting spoon-fed what they're getting fed now. So is that kind of pigeonholing what we're thinking? So the next new wave of games are going to be kind of stagnant? Because they are right now. Like AAA studios are not taking risks. They really aren't.
But what I think
Might I say something?
Yeah, jump in, whatever.
I'd say a big thing that really has influenced how our company has developed from my personal standpoint is when this company was first founded, my brain was not very developed. Let's say that.
Right.
So I had a over-exaggerated view of just about everything, including the world, and every game. So that allowed me to personally find these ideas that nobody else had thought of due to me being like a child. So from that, we've been able to take my raw, small, stupid little childish ideas and sprout them into something that perhaps hasn't necessarily existed before. Because most people would just write off, like, you can't hire children. You can't hire toddlers and all this stuff to think. And most people would sign off all children's ideas as, like, stupid or, it's just another child's idea.
Well, first of all, you would go to jail because it's illegal child labor laws.
Yeah,
just kind of throw it out there, but but no, I understand.
But yeah,
what are you doing
we
here?
have the availability of these raw ideas that are in that gigantic notepad I was talking about earlier for, like, unlimited disposal. We can just look through ideas, pick, choose, and put together, and we come up with these insane ideas like Jonas and Gore and all these
other
awesome
ones that
things
you'll talk about soon. Right, gotcha.
Talk about
that
what
don't
you
exist
found.
yet.
Yeah.
Well, we have some ideas. I can tell you we have some ideas. We have Gore, and it's for raids. We can't just leave out battlegrounds and stuff like that, and the PvP. So we definitely have ideas for that too. But I'm not going to tell them what them is. But we do have ideas.
But how does the gaming industry go forward in that sense? How does the industry? Because you brought up Pataka as doing a new idea as far as you guys. But how does the industry move forward in that? Because the industry is stagnant right now. A lot of things. So everyone is dying for new IP. So when a new IP comes out, everyone's like, "Wow, that's great!" So. Like there were let's say Metal Gear Solid 5. I mean, there's so many sequels. Fallout 4. Like, how many sequels came out last year? Assassin's Creed 75 and a half. Like I said, it's just like everyone is just.
There's always a limit.
Right.
There is always a limit.
But how do
we
get to the point where we have new stuff and do something new, right?
Well,
there will be a breaking point that will happen. I can feel it, where all these games will have their last sequel.
There's a reason they do it.
Well, yeah, they have their last sequel, but then they'll think of a new property, but the same thing. Or a spin-off.
As they're continuing to throw all their stuff into the exact same things, it's not like their developers aren't thinking, and it's not like new developers aren't thinking as well. So the new developers can, and obviously will, because there are several new developers that are working, they will put out their ideas which will change the face of gaming, like virtual reality. That's going to change it a lot.
True.
Like you said earlier, if we're incorporating like gloves, masks, what is it? The thing that you walk on, whatever it is.
Treadmill.
If we're incorporating that alone can completely change the gaming industry, because then people will be moving off of games that are like, you have to use X, Y, Z at the same time to do this. It'll be, now you can do this, which will have this happening, which means more advanced things can happen, so more ideas are able to be unlocked. So you're not confined to what your character can be animated to do.
Right. Right.
And then, while we're on the topic of like new old games coming out with new sequels, well, the Fallout 4, one way that they made is one thing that they didn't expect to grow so far was the settlement. Like, you have this entire storyline of doing something, not spoiling anything for people that haven't played it, but you have to do something, and people go off of that and focus on their own thing, building their settlement, having enormous amounts of people, communities, making mods for that, making it more impressive, because people can build on it. And that's something that you should look at, like incorporate the community and people into something, to create your own game, to create the game around themselves.
Yep.
I do want to say something about that too, about the whole big company thing, at least.
Yeah, the AAA studios.
Sure, they are doing the same thing over and over again with sequels, even if it's not a sequel. But that's also something they kind of slowly, if they keep that going that way, digging their own graves, because they're developers. If they say, oh well, we have Fallout 3, let's do a Fallout 4, so we do the sequel to that, they're gonna be having their brain on the same like road all the time. They will only think about stuff that will make the game look like a sequel, but will still be something new. But they will never get to the part where it's actually a new game.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And doing that all the time, even though we're gonna do a new game completely, but we want it to be kind of that style like our other games. The developers are still gonna have their roads locked on to the same road they've always been on, and that's kind of what indie developers doesn't have. They don't have a lock-on road that they just follow around.
Or a marketing team saying, hey, you need to make this out because it makes money.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Cause they don't have that same thing, which makes indie developers being able to come up with new things that makes the gaming, that's suddenly, without the AA studios knowing about it, they explode, and then they just crush them, because they've been going the same road and thinking this is gonna work forever. Well, it's not. They are like World of Warcraft. They've lost so many players because of their expansions not holding up to what they want, what people want to. And some like it, some doesn't, and that's how it's gonna work. But it only works to a certain amount of time until it dies.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, the time will tell. I think indie studios are helping out with the new stuff. They are trying new things, and that's what's keeping the gaming industry afloat. Is the AAA studios providing these big blockbuster experiences that people want, and then the indie studios coming up with these indie games of cool new things that people want. So that balance is they need each other. The big AAA studios will never want the indie studios to die, and the indie studios who want to become big and want to be the AAA studios, they don't want the AAA studios to go away. That balance has to be there, because without the big blockbuster games, the little games couldn't exist, and vice versa. So, that's a great topic. I think that's awesome. Appreciate you bringing that up. We got time for a couple emails. It's getting a little long here, but you guys got time for like 2 emails?
Sure. Yeah, we have nothing to really go to right now, so except working. So
yeah, sweet. Well, alrighty. So if you want to write into the show, you can at jtexgamecast@raptorcow.com. That is the email address right there. Please do it right now. Just pause the podcast and write an email. Okay. We're back. This one comes in from Jake from Connecticut. I thought this was funny. Jake actually wrote this about 2 weeks ago, but I'm just reading it now, so sorry, Jake, but it's funny. It says, yo, I was drunk last night and I grabbed my phone to listen to music. When I pushed play, I could hear the soothing voices of a particular podcast. This one to be specific, and I must admit, listening to you guys drunk is pretty fun. I'll also admit I passed out and woke up with the episode complete. I have a wicked hangover right now, but I just thought I would let you know, as I thought it was extremely random. So my question is, should I listen to the rest of the episode sober, or should I toss a few back and listen to the antics drunk? Jake from Connecticut. Awesome, Jake. My suggestion is listen to us however you like. If
both ways.
Hey, you know what? I don't mind being a 4 beer guy. You know, it's okay. Like if you need 4 beers to look at me in a good way, that's fine. I'm across the bar. I'm not good, but after a few drinks, I'm good. Hey, why not?
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah. See, I mean, yeah, Haiti, she, the guest who I mentioned, the Swede, she was tossing back a few brewskis while we were recording. She was cracking them open as we were talking. So, yeah. So,
Nice.
I was actually planning on taking some wine, but
yeah, I mean, you should. Next time, I said, I'm gonna have you guys back on for sure. But yeah, so I say, Jake, listen to us sober if you want while you're at work or something, obviously, or on the way to work. Don't drink and drive. But if you're chilling at home, go ahead and get a little saucy. I thought that was a funny one. Alrighty. Okay. This one says, Dear John, who's not here, Ted, me, and third person. Well, we have 3 other people, so this was kind of right. So almost got it. Nice try. This is from Norman in Sheffield, England, the UK. It says, what virtual reality gaming experience would you want to have, and what non-gaming experience would you want to have? Ooh, Norman. Let's go around the horn on that one. I think that's pretty cool. Are you guys keeping up with virtual reality at all? You guys know what's going on with it?
well,
Yeah, a little bit actually.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, let's talk. So let's go around. Let's do 2 laps. We'll start with whoever. What gaming type of virtual reality experience would you like? What type of game or what game would you think would be awesome in virtual
Oh,
reality?
I really want to answer this.
I do too.
If you say World of Warcraft.
No.
Okay.
There's an anime that I have watched like a couple of times. It's called Sword Art Online, and I love it. It's basically swordplay. Swordplay without magic.
Okay.
So there's only swordplay in a game. You have no magic, no flying, nothing like that. Only sword skills and different,
Kicking and
not even classes,
flipping
just
and
whatever you want to do. It's awesome.
That'd be
There's
cool.
something with that. It would really suit my boat.
And it would be maybe in the same like visual anime style, just maybe cleaned up and polished off a little bit, but still that's anime look and feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow, that would be kind of cool.
It would be awesome. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Ghost, what you got?
Okay. One of the, I don't know why, but one of the things I've always wanted to do that will obviously never happen
Never say never.
is
No, say that.
basically
We're in reality now.
like Star Wars in a virtual reality where I can be Chancellor Palpatine and blast people with lightning from my fingers.
That will happen.
I would be the guy
very
killing
soon.
you.
I want that.
I will be the guy killing you.
I will
Fucking
throw you
Mace
out the
Windu.
window.
No,
then.
I will force
I will
choke
be
you.
Mace Windu. Exactly. I will try and throw
You get
out.
blown out of the window. You
I'd
don't
be Darth
win.
Vader and I would throw you out. Right, just like you zap me, but I would throw you out the window of the Death Star. and nothing would
Threw
happen.
me
to you.
down the gigantic toilet.
Yes, exactly. That will happen very soon. Like I think that's an easy thing to do. Yeah, a Star Wars VR game. Once VR games become mainstream, that has to happen. If it doesn't, then VR people are crazy.
Yeah, true.
Developers are nuts. You know. Disney should definitely. They're probably already doing that now.
They're probably working
They
on
heard
it.
you, so they started already.
Yeah, right. They're listening right now. Yeah. Jonas, what about you? What kind of game would you like to see in VR?
Well, I don't know if any like real MMORPG game actually used a VR. Has that happened?
No, like not. I mean, obviously VR is still not coming out. I mean, all the pre-orders started yesterday for the Vive, and they started earlier in the year for the Rift. So they're going to be coming out in June, and I think we still got another year or a year and a half before the big games or games are dedicated to be developed on the platforms. But an MMO on that would be great.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, imagine, since everybody knows World of Warcraft, imagine World of Warcraft, better graphics.
I said no World of Warcraft.
I doesn't
true.
want it.
But I'm gonna use that because everyone knows that game. Imagine an MMORPG game like World of Warcraft, but better graphics and all of that, and having VR.
Yeah, or something like Elder Scrolls or Skyrim or something like that. That look, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, all of those. Like, but in VR, that would be amazingly cool.
Yeah.
In so many ways, and I really want to see that. See that happen. I think it's gonna happen, or it definitely will happen, and that will probably be, if they make the game good, will be a good success.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna run the gamut. So we have a fighting game, basically the sword play. We have a space, like a cockpit simulator, or even with Star Wars you can do sci-fi. I would do a superhero game. I'd love to be Superman in a video game. Can you imagine that? Just like jumping up, flying, and then like flying through a building, beating somebody's ass. Like punching Batman in the face because I hate Batman. Yeah, that would be awesome. Or be Spider-Man. Imagine swinging through, or just
that would be awesome.
Yeah, climbing a building, just be a superhero. I think that would be really, really awesome. Just to kind of fly around in VR and be that. Just there's a car over there, run over, just pick up the car and throw it, or just be able to do those kind of things would be so awesome.
That would be amazing.
That would be cool. All right, so non-gaming related virtual reality experience, because I think that's where virtual reality is going to make its money, is the non-gaming stuff. Once it kind of catches on, if it does. So what kind of non-gaming virtual reality experience do we want?
I would like to see something similar to buildings erected and stuff like that. Just a normal way where you can just talk with people, make your own avatar of course, and just talk with people, discuss things, even if they're far away,
So like a real life simulator to simulate those people that don't have normal social lives.
Yeah.
No. I mean, literally, like, it can be something like that, or it can be something like how we work at the moment internationally.
Oh, yeah. Like, where
like
you're sitting next to each other, like, but you're working, but you're in, like, the space, and, like, maybe there's a shared conference room.
That'd be so cool.
Like a shared
conference room.
We
can actually, like, log into virtual reality and actually conference with each other.
Yeah.
Or something like Periscope in a better way.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I think, that'd be kind of cool. Or, like...
That might be bad also, since there is a lot of bad stuff happening on Periscope.
Right. Yeah.
What happens if I shoot your character in virtual reality in our office?
Well, see, that's a game that wouldn't be built into the system.
Gaming,
no. So
I mean, they would have guns and stuff, but it wouldn't really. No, it wouldn't. It would just be socializing, as well as work-related stuff, conference rooms, whatever. This is make people get close together.
Right. Because a lot of international teams are big. Yeah, I do a lot of work.
I got a good idea.
Yeah.
You never have to go to work again, because everything you do is in that virtual reality. You you go in there and you go to your office to have the meetings in virtual reality.
You want to go outside, so I do really want to see the sunlight every day.
Well, you can have like a training thing at home, so you train with the virtual reality.
Yeah, exactly. So you basically you stand up and you go to inside the virtual reality. You go to the training center and then you mentally train. And then have you seen the movie Surrogates with Bruce Willis, where everyone's inside?
The gamer, the guy, the movie Gamer. It's exactly the same.
No. It's the movie Surrogates. Have you seen that with Bruce Willis?
Yeah, I have.
We're people they just are avatars of themselves, but they're like these robots. So like you're inside this virtual reality thing. But yeah, that'd be crazy. I think experience I'd want to see, it's just kind of more AR, but it'd be watching sports.
It would be awesome, yeah. There would be new sports coming out as well at that point.
So, like, I think this is old news, but there's a version of Google Glass, I forget what company's doing it, but basically you put on these glasses and it saves whatever you do anywhere you go. So like if you put Skype on your wall in your house, you can click it AR. And it will open Skype.
Yeah, that's the AR stuff. That's what I'm really excited for. I think VR is going to be cool, but I think I'm more keen on the AR stuff. So, but yeah. Well, cool. So I think that's going to do it for the show today, fellas. VexaCorp gang, thanks for coming on. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. So this is the point, again, where you guys all get to brag about yourselves one more time. Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, what the game is, what you're working on. So updates, ready, and go.
It's your time this time, Ghost, on Kevin.
I have been talking this entire.
No. Either way, we have our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We're called VexaCorp. We are making an amazing game, and I hope you stay tuned for more.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sorcery, I like it. Very good. No, seriously, you guys are awesome. Go ahead,
Sorry,
Jonas.
one more thing though.
Yeah.
One
more thing.
On that with VexaCorp, some of them is called VexaCorp Inc. and some is VexaCorp.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Just so you know, if you see VexaCorp Inc. it's the same thing.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Sounds good.
That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. If you guys are listening and you want to get a hold of us, you know how to do so, but I'm going to give you the info anyway. You can get a hold of us on Twitter at JTEXGamecast. You can get my personal Twitter is at TedWords44. Same thing on Instagram, JTEXGamecast and TedWords44. Hey, join our Facebook group, John and Ted's Excellent Gamecast group. We post a lot of fun stuff in there. We hang out, talk. There's a lot of interesting things going on. People do weird stuff, but we talk about games because we like them. Find us on iTunes, subscribe, share with your friends, write us a review. We're moving up on those rankings, so if you could write a review, that's great. 5 stars preferably, but if not, hey, don't worry about it. Tell us what we can do better, and we will try to do so. Go to the podcast homepage. It's www.raptorcow.com/JTEXGamecast. And if you want to send us an email, it's JTEXGamecast@raptorcow.com. That's going to do it for us. Thanks, guys. And until next week, and in honor of John, game over.